Hello, as one of your Segs4Vets volunteers, today I'm going to take you through the machine from top to bottom, show you some of the various features and systems that are contained within the machine, and some maintenance tips that go along with it. Let's start at the top of the machine with the handlebar assembly. Right at the top of the handlebar assembly is your info key, and the info key dock adapter that's attached to the handlebar. This is the info key that holds all the information, shows you what the machine is doing. There's a lot of information contained in the owner's manual about all of the various features and different items that the info key will give you. So please be sure to read the user's manual and get up to speed on all of the features and benefits of the info key. The info key dock adapter is what holds the info key safely and securely on to your machine. There's a little spring clip here at the base and a backing on the info key that allows it to slide into the dock adapter. Simply slide it up and make sure it's locked firmly in place so it won't slip out while you're gliding. Over time, if the dock adapter loses the springiness on the safety clip, gently bend it upright, being careful not to bend too far and snap it until it bends up enough to then safely catch the bottom of the info key docking device to make sure that it stays securely on the machine. The info key also contains a battery. In order to access the battery in the back of the info key, you need to remove this back adapter plate first to get to the cover that holds the battery. So we'll mount this back on the dock adapter, twist it just a little bit, and expose the back side of the info key. Now you can take any coin, open up the back side, and get access to the battery. This is a standard watch style battery that you can pick up at a Walgreens or Radio Shack or similar store. Make sure you always get a spare info key battery and keep it in your handlebar bag or located on the machine for a spare in case your battery should die. Once you replace the battery, insert the info key back into the dock adapter ring, turn it until you hear the click, and it's securely fastened back in place. Your machine comes equipped with an optional handlebar bag that is mounted on the front of the machine. You can release the Velcro on the back side, pull the handle, and it slides right off the clip that holds it onto the machine. This is handy in case you have valuables, your wallet, things like that, and you need to leave your machine parked outside. You can simply easily remove your handlebar bag and take your valuables inside with you while you leave the machine outside. To reinstall the handlebar bag, simply get behind the machine, get it lined up on the bracket, gently wiggle back and forth, and then re-Velcro back on the handlebar assembly. Inside your handlebar bag, you will have your owner's manual and safety DVD and a couple of wrenches. You want to carefully review the owner's manual, and the two wrenches that come with your information, the small wrench is for the batteries and the larger wrench is for the lean steer, and we'll go through that in just a minute. You typically want to keep these wrenches with you in your handlebar bag in case you're out gliding and something might loosen up on the glide. You need to have a way to be able to tighten it back up. So keep the wrenches with you, and remember to keep a spare info key battery with you as well. Also contained on the upper handlebar assembly is your height adjustment knob. This is used to vary the height of the handlebar based on the height of the operator of the Segway. Typically, for someone that has not been on the unit before, you would want to set this approximately at the height of their elbow when they're standing next to the machine. Once they're on the machine and comfortable, then it can be adjusted up or down based on their personal preference. The height adjustment knob can also be removed completely, and the handlebar assembly can be slid out of the lean steer frame in order to lower the height if you need to make it a little bit smaller to transport in a vehicle perhaps. Here I'm going to be showing the removal and installation of the lean steer frame onto the base of the machine. Use the larger wrench that comes with your kit and your owner's manual, and we will take the screw that bolts the lean steer to the base assembly of the Segway. Once completely loose, we should be able to get the wedges out from either side. Pull those out, and then the lean steer pulls off the front of the unit. This exposes the bell housing where the lean steer attaches, and it uses two half-moon shaped wedges and a screw. These are the wedges that attach the lean steer frame to the base assembly of the machine. It utilizes a compression fit. If you can see the half-moon shapes at the bottom of these two wedges, and they fit through the lean steer shaft onto the base of the machine and then tighten up to form a tight compression fit, allowing you to turn the machine. You'll want to keep your large wrench with you in case this should ever loosen up while you're out gliding. Now we're ready to reattach the lean steer frame to the base of the machine. The Segway fly guy is on the front. There's a hole that goes all the way through the lean steer shaft, and this slides on the front, and then the wedges go on either side of this hole. So we will simply slide this on the front of the machine, take our one wedge, feed it in one side with the half-moon shape facing down. Take the other side with the screw in the wedge, half-moon facing down, and feed that in. Start to hand tighten it. Then use your wrench to begin to snug it up. You don't have to worry about the lean steer being straight at this point until you get close to it being tight. Here at the back of the machine is the area where you plug in your charge cord in order to charge the machine up. It's a standard 3-prong cord. It's a computer monitor style cord. You can get extras if you need to at most computer stores, Best Buy, places like that. In the center console below this plastic trim piece, there's a spot that can store a spare info key battery, which is very handy. Make sure you go out and buy a spare right away. Put it in that spot. Put the fascia cover back on the center console area. You'll always have one with you, and no one will know that it's there. You'll never be without an info key battery if you keep a spare there. Your machine comes equipped with these optional lower cargo frames. They're handy to help you in lifting the Segway if you need to lift it in and out of a vehicle or in an area that you may be storing or transporting the vehicle. They also serve as a nice way to transport the vehicle. If you've removed the lean steer shaft, you can actually flip the machine over, and it rests on these handles and keeps the machine from rolling around during transport. Here in the center console of the machine, we have the 5 balance indicator lights that you learned about in the video. Below those, there are 2 additional indicator lights for battery charging. When the machine is first plugged in, both of these lights should turn a solid green. As it approaches full charge, they will start to blink rapidly, which indicates that the batteries are in cell balancing mode. Once they reach a full charge, the lights will start a random slow blink to indicate that it is fully charged and now is in trickle charge mode. If one of these lights should happen to turn red, it could indicate either a problem with a battery or a problem in the charging system in the base of the machine. If you experience any battery problems, you need to contact Segs4Vets for further information. On the platform base, there's 2 independent footwells with pads. These pads are removable and allows you access below to locate the rider detect sensors. These are plungers below where you stand, 2 on each side, that tell the machine whether or not there is a rider on the machine. Two of these plungers have to be depressed in order for the machine to function. These get reattached. They have a lip on the front and rear. They pop in, and then that lip is threaded into a narrow space on the rear of the machine and on the front with this rubber lip. Additionally, under the right side foot pad, there is a barcode strip that contains your machine serial number. This is very important if you ever need service work or need to contact Segs4Vets. We'll need to get the serial number from you so we can assist you more rapidly. Simply align it, then use the palm of your hand to gently work that in so the foot pads stay securely attached to the base of the machine. Now I'm going to show you how to remove a wheel on the unit and talk a little bit about the wheel and the chemistry of the wheel. In order to do this, we'll flip the machine on its side, remove the center hubcap off of the wheel assembly, utilize a 13mm wrench. There are 3 nuts that hold the wheel assembly onto the unit. We will loosen these up and remove the wheel. Once you loosen up the 3 nuts, you simply will lift the tire off of the unit, and then inside you will see the area where you can check the tire pressure. You'll want to do this on a routine basis to make sure that your tire pressure is meeting the specs. Segway recommends 15 psi of tire pressure. If you get an imbalance in tire pressure, the machine is going to want to pull to the side that has the lower tire pressure. So always check your tire pressure on a regular basis and make sure that you keep your tires at 15 psi. The Segway is equipped with 2 of everything. It has 2 motors, drive motors that are double wound. It has 2 main CPU boards. It has 2 batteries. This is called redundancy. If one of the systems should fail, the other will take over and allow you to safely shut the machine off and dismount the machine and then diagnose the problem. Here you can see the 2 identical batteries, front and rear. This is the front, this is the rear on the machine. They're held on with 4 bolts. I will loosen these up and take these off and show you the battery and how it's mounted to the base of the machine. This is the connection point between the base of the machine and the battery. It has a rubber gasket around it to prevent water entry. The batteries are a lithium-ion chemistry, and they will give you up to 24 miles on a single charge. Over time, as your batteries age, that may go down a bit, but you should be able to get thousands of cycles out of a battery, and it should last you a good long time. You're going to want to leave it plugged in all the time when you're not using it to make sure that the batteries are fully topped off and maintained in a ready-to-go state. The lithium ion contained in the batteries is not allowed to be taken aboard a commercial aircraft. The Federal Aviation Administration and the Department of Transportation do not allow this quantity of lithium to fly aboard commercial aircraft.